Hey, what's up, folks? How's it going? So, before going into today's question, that is, what are the difference between this declarative approach and imperative approach? First, I will answer this question. This question I put on LinkedIn. Which of the following best describes the declarative approach in infrastructure provisioning? A. Define the specific steps to achieve the desired state. Specify how to create, update, and delete resources. C. Describing the desired state of the infrastructure without explicitly specifying the steps to achieve it. And the fourth option, primarily focus on procedural execution. So obviously the answer is C. Describing the desired state of the infrastructure without explicitly specifying the steps to achieve it. So we tell what we want, but we don't tell how, right? So that is the declarative approach. Now let's go to today's question. So today's question is explain the difference between declarative and imperative approach in infrastructure provisioning with examples. So what is declarative approach? Declarative approach where you describe the desired state of the infrastructure without telling how we are going to achieve them. System take care of determining how to reach the desired state. So here, what are the key characteristics? You tell what you want, what the infrastructure will look like, and it is a state driven. So it compares current state versus the desired state. If there is a difference, then it will try to achieve the desired state. So it's a state driven and it's idempotent. Third one, it's idempotent. Idempotent means if you execute repeatedly, you will get the same results. So you already created, you said that you want one S3 bucket. You've given some name ABCD, S3 bucket. And again, if you try to do that, it won't create a new one. It won't throw error also. It already knows that state file, in the state file, it will see that it has already created. So it's not going to do that again, right? So if you repeatedly execute, you won't get any error and you will get the same results. It's not going to create some new instance or something. Like if you have mentioned that you want only one instance, so it will create only one instance. Again and again, if you repeat it, it is not going to create another instance. So that is the idempotent. So what, state, and idempotent. These are the three important things. Like for example, like Terraform or Kubernetes. Terraform, we can see that here we are mentioning a resource AWS instance example. So here we want instance type T2 micro and AMI. So here I'm telling that I want AWS EC2 instance with given AMI and instance type. So I want this. How it will be done, that I'm not telling. Right? So that is the declarative approach. Even Kubernetes also deployment YML. Kubernetes YML file, you can see this. I'm mentioning replica 3 and Nginx I want to have. Right? So I'm telling that it's a desired state of the application I'm mentioning that 3 replicas of Nginx container I want. So that is the final state I want. How you will do that, that I'm not telling. Right? But if it is imperative, then I have to tell that, okay, you start the server, then log into SSH into the server, then run this command to install it, then run this command to configure it, right? So all these things I have to tell like how, step by step approach, procedural approach. So what is imperative approach? In the imperative approach, you define specific commands or steps to create, update, delete infrastructure resources. So here you focus on how. Declarative focus on why, what, here you how. And it's a procedural. Manually specify the sequence of action. What are the steps you have to take? Like you start the server, SSH, login into the server, run the script, then configure the service. Like you give the step-by-step approach. So you have more control over the execution, but it can become tedious and error-prone for complex tasks. Like if there are too many things to do, it will become complex. Like you have to start 10 servers, 10 buckets. You have to create 10 and like different VPCs, etc. You have to create, configure. So it becomes difficult because you have to give so many steps and typically non-idempotent. So repeated execution may lead to different results. Sometimes it may throw error, like or it may create one more instance. So it depends on how you are handling it in your program. You may say that if it is already there, okay, no need to do anything. In that case, it won't do anything. So you have to handle it specifically, explicitly. Okay. And another example, initial script, AWS command line, Docker. These are the like example is AWS command line, Docker, etc. And shell script also. AWS command line. Here I'm telling that create this is a T2 micro instance. Okay. And if I run again, it will create one more. Similarly, Docker, I'm saying that run this container. Again, if I run it, we get one more. It's not going to compare that current state, and result state. Okay, it's already running. I should not run. It's not going to do that unless I specifically check. I have put some if condition. If it is already running, then don't run. That kind of uh, uh, check if I put in the script or shell script or Python script, then it is not going to run it. Otherwise, by default, it's going to do it. So you have to tell everything step by step procedural. So what are the key differences? Key differences, it describes what, declarative, imperative describes how, state, it has a manage the desert state automatically. Imperative, there is no state, no state management. Initial script, Python script, AWS, there is no state. Then in declarative, it's idempotent, naturally idempotent. And imperative, it's a non-idempotent. Idempotent means like if you run multiple times, you get the same results. It's not going to create new resources. Already, if it is created, it is not going to create again. So for large complex infrastructure, declarative approach is better than imperative because you easily understand that you are going to write Python script to maintain 10 different servers, configure it, install it, etc. So that's why we will go for Terraform. Examples, Terraform, Kubernetes, CloudFormation. Imperative examples are AWS CLI, Docker CLI, Bash scripts. So when to use declarative? Declarative for large scale complex infrastructure, consistency reliability, and provisioning cloud resources with Terraform or managing containerized application with Kubernetes. So there are the cases like large-scale complex infrastructure, consistency, repeatability. We use declarative. And imperatives for small tasks like for testing purpose, or you just want to launch some server, you can run AWS like command to launch that thing. You don't need to automate that using Terraform. Right? And sometimes we use hybrid, like use a declarative to create the infrastructure, core infrastructure, Terraform, and Ansible imperative to configure on provisioning VM and configuration, etc. And Ansible is not completely declarative, so it's a mix of kind of procedural plus declarative. But Terraform is declarative. So hope you got the idea. And just quickly we'll revise. So declarative approach, desired state, system take care, determining how to reach the desired state. Terraform is declarative, where we tell what I want to achieve. When Kubernetes, what I want to achieve, I want this. Imperative, I tell step by step what I want to do. It's not idempotent. Okay. So if you like this video, please subscribe and check out my LinkedIn page for contest and also WhatsApp channel. There will be some quizzes, contest, awards, prizes. So please check it out. Subscribe and follow my WhatsApp channel and LinkedIn page, also my uh, YouTube page, YouTube channel. Thank you.